Hello, y'all. So today is October 1st, 2020. Let me show y'all something right quick. People act like they don't get it. You see, I'm walking on the sidewalk. Okay, this is me walking on the sidewalk. And it's hard when I explain it to people, so I'm going to show people, like when, say, if this is traffic right here, and or anybody, it doesn't even have to be traffic, just somebody, a vehicle passing by. And so, and say if there are multiple lanes, and this is what I mean by, you see how this is an entrance to a place of business right here? You see how I'm on the sidewalk and a gang stalking car, and with you see me walking onto, this is what see, this is a car right here. She came out of nowhere, but at least she patiently waited. But me trying to cross, she came out of nowhere. She was so quiet I didn't hear her. But me walking like this, by the time I get say that Nissan just passed by, me walking right here, like by the time I get like right here or something, and then next thing you know, a vehicle would come and come like behind me, and then like with no warning, like just try to run over me with the vehicle. And after I had already crossed the street first. You get it? That I had already crossed the street, more than halfway, almost done crossing this little area of a business, not the street. So if I'm see, that's noise harassment. And so, I'm on the sidewalk rightfully, and I had already started walking on the sidewalk, and then a car like this SUV just did, except she patiently waited. I guess because she knew I was filming, but I didn't even know she came up. But I was just trying to demonstrate to y'all how a vehicle, would try to run over me. Like that was the case. Like here's another place of business right here. And you see this other little entryway of me walking. And say by the time I get to like where this yellow thing is, by the time I get right here, and then a car just come out of nowhere behind me and then hurry up and try to run over me, like as if I'm in their way, or like as if, and I'm walking like I'm walking, and they try to speed up, and then say they would go, and if there was a circle around the building, they would go make a circle around the building and then come out and then go back outside of they go back outside the little entrance right here after making a circle, and then go out here and then go back on about their business. But they try to scare me, like they act like they're deliberately trying to run over me with their vehicle, or people will act like like I'm in their way or something. And when I tell other professed targeted individuals or try to describe it to them, what happens, they're like, "Oh, you should know better to cross the street," or you should they say, "Well, you should know better to cross the street." Not. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. I'm sleep deprived. I got a little more sleep last night. They might be like, "You should know better to not cross the street when cars are coming." I'm like, no, you don't get what I'm trying to say. I was already in that pathway first. you see another little entrance. Well, nobody comes here, but another little entrance, and I'm on the sidewalk. I'm not illegally crossing the street. But then if they have, like, well, I guess I'll have to show y'all over here. Let me go back. So let me demonstrate to y'all. Oh, look, bright in their lights. They early in the morning. They don't care if it's 3 a.m. Now, this guy can't drive. He was just driving on the left side, and he didn't even really fully stop. And he just turned rather than obeying that. People self-righteous about telling me about rules. When they had that obese, I'm overweight too, but this big guy, when it was like my third time taking an Uber because the military buses aren't running at night. Well, I mean, they're not running at all because of Hurricane Sally for an indefinite amount of time. And, me taking the 5:30 bus, the 5 o'clock bus or the 3 o'clock bus in the afternoon, Alex would, make himself on the bus on purpose before me. I mean, y'all saw what happened back in June, and he did it more than several times, make himself appear somewhere, and then, be dialing the police before I can even turn the corner, So, anyway, that big Uber driver yesterday, I said I'm never taking Uber again. I've had problems with some cab drivers too, but he was self-righteous and holier than thou over a mask and was rude as hell. And I don't even know how I can report him, but he reported me for not having a mask. You force a mask on somebody, you're forcing somebody to worship Satan. And, a mask means silence. It's not about a real pandemic, So this big guy, he tried to self-righteously try to force me to put on a mask. And I said, I cannot breathe with a mask. I had 2 nose surgeries when I was younger. Well, you can't ride the Uber or whatever. And the other Uber drivers, they didn't care. They didn't tell me nothing. But yes, the app says whatever. But sometimes these signs are there just to try to scare you, And I guess they have people who are dumb enough to obey these signs are the main ones, who try to enforce it. But some people, less and less people are caring about a mask. But I think this guy was a sign to me. Either that or he was just his own narcissistic abuser, or he was just brainwashed and flipped out about he was just that brainwashed and flipped out about the fake pandemic or whatever. And so he tried to yell at me and then try to say, next time you get in somebody's car, you should show a picture with a mask. I don't even know where, there's no place that I know of to put my picture with the mask on. And so he tried to have a whole script by pretending to lie and say that his wife's immune system is compromised. And he said that my wife's health is better than your ride. I said, well, if that's the case, then don't drive for Uber then. And then he got mad and he told me fuck me, and he hurried up and he told me fuck me and stuck his, look, that's a gang stalker, funny headlights. See, another example is, you see this crosswalk? If I'm already crossing the street, like this gang stalking car, you better stop. See, usually they don't slow down. Like this one, you need to, that's a red gang stalking vehicle. They usually fly by faster than that. But if I'm already crossing the street, they're supposed to slow down. Like all this oncoming traffic, they usually don't slow down. if I'm already walking and crossing the street before oncoming traffic in this crosswalk, the vehicles over there, they're supposed to slow the traffic down. You know, so excuse me. So the guy, then he reported me for not wearing a mask. Well, at least he had a, a raggedy old, no, it wasn't raggedy old and old, but it was kind of an old ugly Nissan Rogue. So this other guy was a whole lot better, and me and him had a nice conversation, and I told him what happened. And the other guy, he had a nice, clean, clean, fresh Subaru Outback, you know. So big guy, it seemed like I don't even know if he was just a perp assigned to try to force me to wear a mask, because we're here in Pensacola, and around the time of Hurricane Sally, nobody really cares anymore. Nobody's really enforcing masks anymore unless I get that random perp to try to force it on me on purpose just to cause trouble, you know. So something else I wanted to say, but yeah, that reminds me of when the gang stalking perp Sarah in the homeless shelter she tried to play victim and throw a fit, and then talking about, oh, you're gonna get me kicked out of here, and I can't afford to get kicked out of here, and whatever. And like, if you are perping me, I'm gonna be the one kicked out, not you, no matter what you do. Because she tried to bully me over the air conditioner, and she wanted the air conditioner like the lowest of 60, I think it's like 64 or 62 degrees, when it was like 30 something degrees outside and freezing. So why the hell would you want the air conditioner on 60 something degrees and you perping me, you know? And then she acting like she wanted to fight me and stuff. So he created a big scenario, try to cry and play victim, and talking about how his wife's immune system is compromised or whatever. I'm like, well, what are you doing working with the public anyway? I mean, you know. So I said, well, don't drive for Uber then. And he got mad and went and cussed me out. I'm like, and you sitting there self-righteous enforcing rules and talking about what the rules say. I'm pretty sure the rules say that you shouldn't cuss out your customers either, you know. So I mean, Uber costs a little less, but plus I was just freaking tired last night, and I knew Ubers come faster than a cab. But this guy, self-righteously, he sat there. He had 5 minutes to come get me, and I saw on the app, I saw him just being lazy, sitting there just waiting until he got ready to come and get me. So the other guy came fast like normal after he canceled the ride and acted like a crybaby little bitch, you know. So I'm done talking about this and showing y'all, you know, an explanation of, you know, cars trying to run over me and stuff. It's like people always enforce rules on me, but, you know, rules don't apply to them. That's narcissistic abusers right there. So I'm going to go now, and bye.